Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And since my last video, I've actually been out to the market here. It's at the top of a hill. It's 32 degrees in the shade, and there's no shade. And believe you me, that is a long, long hill. But we did go shopping, we bought some stuff, had a cold beer, came back down, and I am absolutely cream crackered. But the show must go on, and there is a story that I wanted to put out because if you remember earlier in the day, I talked about how all the goodwill was lost by Sturgeon for the SNP. All these other parties who would perhaps have occasionally worked with them to get a policy through are no longer in that position because of her alienation and turning opposition into hatred, that sort of thing. And so that's gone. And that's a shame for John Swinney because he has got a major problem. And I mentioned this in the earlier video. I said that it was going to come back and haunt him. And indeed it is. Because the Greens, of course, which were alienated not by Sturgeon but by Humza Yousaf, have said that they too are going to start voting against the SNP. Now there's a whole load of policy proposals that they want to try and get through that they won't get through. But of course the big one, the multiple wonderful test, is the budget. Because now they have to get the budget through. And if they don't get the budget through, there has to be an election. And every party there is seeing that an election is a good idea. Labour know, wow, they get an election, they're going to pull loads of seats from the SNP predominantly. The Greens are predicted to gain 2 or 3, possibly more seats. There is the possibility of Lib Dems and even the Tories gaining a seat, and all at the expense of the SNP. Now, Labour really need the thing to fail quickly before the Labour government in London destroy everything too much that they start losing votes in Scotland. And so they are really up for everyone in Parliament to vote against at every stage. Put a vote of no confidence in the government, lose, force an election, or at least wait until the budget and lose that. They have to have an election. And that's why Swinney is right now absolutely quaking in his tiny little boots, because his future is not in his hands. His future was removed. Any power he had was taken away by Sturgeon's arrogance, as we talked about earlier today. He's now reliant on 1 or maybe 2 independents who may just swing it. Just. Maybe. But probably not. And it's nice to see that it doesn't matter what the SNP do. They just cannot win the next Holyrood elections. All power to their elbow. Don't annoy people. Don't act like arrogant, two-faced twonks. And who knows, you might be able to save the day. But alas, when you've got someone as self-centred, conceited, narcissistic and nasty as Nicola Sturgeon running a party for so long, this was always bound to happen. It was inevitable. Thanks a lot. Bye.